Hey y'all, Angie here from Happy Girl Paper Crafting with Angie Nicholson. I am getting ready to join a new group collaboration with Inspiration Collaboration Design Team. Some friends of mine that are paper crafters on YouTube here. Super excited to join that group with these challenges. And this time I'm using the December product of the month, the Blue Florals. They're beautiful. I've been dying to use those. Those are some of my favorite colors to work with. So I hope you like what I've come up with on this challenge, and I hope you'll watch all my other friends on this group. It's a pretty fun thing. I'm very excited about it. We have an envelope challenge here in about 2 weeks too, so that was really fun because I didn't know what I was going to be working with. So check these next couple videos out. All right, here's the December product of the month, the True Blue Florals. And so when we take a closer look, you can see just how gorgeous they are. It has Night of Navy and then that Azure Afternoon, I believe, and it's just so beautiful, those color combinations. I love it so much. This looks like wallpaper, really beautiful wallpaper, and then this has the leaves on it. Love those. Darker version of the wallpaper, same print. And then this here looks like just beautiful flowers on there. And then I love this white with both of the Night of Navy and the lighter blue color. And then the lighter blue color on the back. Very, very pretty. And then this is another one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites in this pack. Look, as the white and the Night of Navy and that on that light blue background. So pretty. And then the back of the page there is very pretty too. All right, so we're taking a look at all of these things. And then now it's time to look at the pictures. Here's us having lunch, me and my husband, my sister and brother-in-law and his brother and wife. And then my husband and I, that's Pat. And then look at me with this giant head statue. It matched my outfit, so that's why I took the picture, but I thought it was so cool. And then there is me, and there is Mount Etna in the background. That's an active volcano, the most active volcano in Europe. Isn't that cool? I've never been near a volcano before. All right, and my other pictures are just me and us in the town. I loved a lot of the buildings with this rocks. This one was particularly cool with all the rock facing on it. And then this is just kind of a little shot of the city, busy street behind me, and just such a beautiful place. All right, so this stamp set, this is a scrapbooking kit, and it's the only scrapbooking kit in the actual kits section. And there's so many beautiful pages in there, and there's a little pizza box that comes in, and the reason I wanted to bring this out was it had this beautiful textured paper that I knew I was going to want to use for this background. But I wanted to give you a quick look at this kit because it's just absolutely got so much in it and so many uses. So there are the 2 pages I'm interested in. And then there are 2 pages that I used in my prison layout from when I went to see did my Missouri State Penitentiary pages on my YouTube. And then look at this. That's a cool little word there. They have all kinds of word punch outs. And then this here, look at that. That's the star of the show right there. I don't know how I'm going to use it, but I can't wait to use it. And then there's this really pretty chevron made with a kind of cloud cover. And there's a multicolored chevron I used on another page too that I'll show in a page layout. And look at that cloud cover. It's just, I love that one. I can't wait to use that one. And this is a cool one because it's a white background with a nice neutral geometric background. Really, if you don't want to just plain white, that's a good one to use. And this was this one because it has the little scribbly lines on it. I thought that one is a really neat background. Okay, and then this here's that pink color that's kind of peachy that we have. And there's a stripe and there's polka dots. I have used that in a layout. You'll see in a layout here in the future. And look at all these title words. You can do so much with this set. There's so much in it. And it's the same price as the other scrapbooking kits. But this one's got way more stuff. The quality is so good. It has so many possible uses. Look at this sticker sheet. It has all these different kind of florals that we could use for things, and it doesn't even have white backgrounds on these. Look at that. That's just solid color stickers there. And I love the stripe paper. You could use it all as one sheet, or you could cut them apart and use them as accents on other pages. And then here's another, this is a punch out sheet with tags and banners and all kinds of little like word blocks. So cool. And here's a sticker sheet, and I've used some of these stickers, like the camera one. But look, they have a bicycle there, strawberries, lemons. I'm going to be using those on some future layouts, probably Santorini. And then we have all these 4x6 cards. Folks, this all came in this one kit. It is a huge kit for the same price as other kits, so you might really should check it out. You can use it as great add-ons. Look at that journaling block. It's a great add-on to add with other kits, but it's also cool in itself. I did a Kentucky Derby Museum layout with that that one right there, that multicolored one, the full sheet sizes of that. So cool. Love it. All right, so I'm bringing in those papers from the Make a Memory scrapbooking set that I was just showing you, and I love that. That's going to look so good. So we'll lay my pictures. I matted them in white, and I'll lay them out here in kind of the general way that I want them to be for this layout. And yeah, I like that. And this one here will be in a flip flap along with journaling. So that's how they're going to go. So this piece of paper here, I didn't show you a minute ago. There's the front and back, and I'm going to use both of those on this other side, or both of those patterns. So I'm using that as the base behind my pictures on the right side. And I saw a YouTube video on Snips by Callie, and she did this where she had the banner strips, several of them below the picture block there, and I really like that because I wanted to showcase all the beautiful patterns of this paper. So thanks, Snips by Callie. I love her channel. She has some great layout ideas on there, and so that's why I was going to scrap lift this one for mine. All right, so we're laying out my pretty different colored banner strips here, and just kind of an order that I think makes sense based on their colors. The lighter and the darker kind of mixed up together, and I really like that. That little strip I'm getting ready to lay down, I cut it real thin like that because that looked like a piece of ribbon to me when I cut it thin, so that's why I did it that way. All right, I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to put some strips on the other side, and I'm not going to put quite as many because only so many will fit over there. Look at how I inked the edges of these. I did that in Misty Moonlight, and I really like how that looks, so I'm going to come in and do all the strips on both sides with that. Looky there, there's that one piece I think looks like ribbon, and it's just so pretty with that Night of Navy background on that. And then a white one. So I like the three different kind of shades of background on these. I think that looks good together, and it'll look even better when I ink the background. And I'm also going to ink around the white photo mats as well. I think that'll look nice too, and it'll separate it from the backgrounds. Okay, let's go get that glued down so we can see how it looks. All right, got it all glued down, and I just think that is so pretty, and I love that blue that goes all the way around there. And then I added this little piece here. I wanted some more banners on the other side, but I didn't want to mess with the stuff on the far left, those strips. I thought those looked good like they were. So I put the little banner strips in the middle picture on either end because I thought that looked really good. All right. Yeah. I'm happy with those extra little banner strips. It looks a little more cohesive with the right hand side. So I'm probably going to put my the title in the middle down there of the big strips, and then on both upper right, lower left, I'll be putting some sort of embellishments. And I think I want to build some scenes with like Mount Etna in the background, like is in our pictures there. I think that would be a good idea. And for the title, I'm considering this Celebrate Together stamp set. I like that, A Day to Remember, because it was absolutely a day to remember. We had a great driver from Driver in Rome called I think Salvino or something, and he was so fun. All right, so I'll use these Spotlight on Nature dies up in the right hand corner and then the bottom left hand corner on the other page to build my little scenes with the mountain in the background. And then so I do feel like that I want to put some trees on there too. So I'm bringing in my my Scenic Adventure dies, because they have the mountains and then they have the trees on there. See the skinny Italian trees there? I'm going to use our trees from that Scenic Adventure die set to make those, and I'll have to maybe cut them down just a little bit to make them skinnier. See, there they are right there. We've got the mountain for my Mount Etna, and then I've got the trees there up the top, but I also have the there's a row of trees there too we may end up using. We'll wait and see. I'm not sure yet for my but I do want to make those trees look like the skinny Italian trees. I think that'll be cool. Okay, so another thing that I'm really excited about is I got this set of dies in. It's a Catherine Pooler from Sizzix Thinlet set with some numbers, and it had these cool designs in them. And so I'm cutting them, I'm die cutting them in white. So and I'm putting 2025 on my layout because that was when the trip was, and I think that's important information. And this is the perfect stamp set that goes with kind of what's going on with all the leafy patterns on this paper. So we'll run those through, and I'll have to run it again through with my 2, so I'll have the full 2025, and that's going to look great on my pages. I'm super excited about that stamp set. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I haven't punched out the little leaves designs that's embedded in the numbers, but you're gonna love it. It looks so cool. And so now I have this green paper set, which is from Splendid Autumn 6x6 designer series paper, and I liked using it has kind of a mottled mixy color on the back of the fall designs there, the autumn designs, and it looks really great on leaves or trees. So that's what I'm cutting some of my trees out of. And they look how good they look. It's like you don't have to do any kind of shading on those because they're already colored in nice there. All right, now I'm going to be cutting my mountains, and I'm doing them in kind of a blue color, even though I was feeling like they should be gray. In my picture, they look kind of blue in the background, so I'm trying that, and we'll see if we like that to build our little scene. We're going to build it on a circle, like I said. Probably on the Spotlight on Nature dies, but we'll see if that's big enough. So there's my mountain, and I like it in the blue, but we'll see. Now I'm going to stamp the title. Now this outdoor adventure titles, I love them so much, but that great big word adventure, look at it how big that is. It is so large, and I really wanted it on this page. And so I'm getting ready to use it in my stamp positioner, and as you can see, it's still pretty sticky because I haven't used it yet. So I'm going to go in there and season it up with my hand, kind of get the sticky off that comes from the factory so that before I ink it up, so it won't stick to my paper so bad. And now I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight ink to ink it up. It's actually not the color, it's not Night of Navy that goes with this, but it goes really well with this. So that's why we're doing it. We're going to use the Misty Moonlight. I've been using it to ink my edges too, and it just works. It's just working with it. All right, let's stamp this up. And I'd wanted it on my stamp positioner because it's such a large word, and a lot of times those don't kind of fully stamp. So the stamp positioner helps you to go over it a time or two, however many times you want, really, until you have a nice, solid, really good quality stamping of it that you can use in there. And I just thought that was just beautiful. And so I've got that all, rub that on there so that it's good, and that looks great. I'm really happy with that. So I'm gonna also cut that out with some dies that I have, which are the textured notes dies. So once again, there's those letters that I've got up there on the edge. They're not put down yet. And then I did look up there, the word Sicily I did in the mini alphabet too. And so I thought that was going to look good over on that side to kind of identify where we were. I cut out a little Spotlight on Nature circle in white just so I could kind of get a look at what that might look like off to that side. I had a little bit over my picture there, but there's a beautiful ocean shot there that I don't want to cover up, so I have a feeling I'll be moving that. And there's my blue mountain, and I kind of made an error there. I cut the sides down. I don't know why I did that. I cut off too much, but I thought, well, I'm going to try it first just to see if I can get it to work, since I'm going to cover the bottom part with some trees and with something else I'm going to show you here in a minute that's really cool. So there's my adventure word there, and I also have some additional words that I'm going to be adding to that. So it's going to be centered over those where those banners pieces are. And then I got another new stamp set from Sizzix, and it's a Tim Holtz Thinlet set that cuts out words, and there's a bunch of words in this set. I'm super excited about it because the ones I'm using are Wonderful and Together. So Wonderful Adventure Together is going to be my title, because it really was. It was just so awesome. And I just had some paper that goes perfect with the Misty Moonlight, and there it is. Yeah, it's a Tim Holtz, and I ordered that through Amazon, on Amazon. I'm super happy with that. And I just wanted to show you the dies that I cut the title out of, those textured note dies, because those are pretty handy. There's a bunch of different sizes, and they have great borders on there that are really, really pretty. So there's another little Spotlight on Nature circle that I'm sticking up in the corner there. It's not white, so I'm not sure I'm going to use it, but trying out my car. So check this out. Look at that little car there. I'm getting ready to tell you about that, but right now I want to show you how I'm kind of putting the little trees up there, kind of thinking about what I want to do with that particular scene. So here is the Adventure Awaits card making kit that Stampin' Up just put out here recently, and I absolutely loved it. And I bought it because I am going to make some cards out of it, but I'm mainly going to use a lot of these elements in scrapbook pages. So check it out. I love the convertible, and I also love the little orange car. These are cars I saw in Italy and Greece as well, Italy mostly, and I just love those. But I also like that truck in that set too. So I've cut out this circle here to put the car on, because I like that color of blue. It doesn't quite go with the blues on my page, but it does go with the blues on my little man head statue up at the top that matches my outfit. And some of the sky pictures, it really goes in there. But that's what I'm going to kind of put the back of my mountain on. And I recut the mountain in this kind of a slate gray color, because I just thought that looked better than the blue. Especially it really stands out against that sky color. And then I cut out some smaller trees from that tree line, same die set, but the tree line, because those are much smaller and there's more of them. And since it's supposed to be, look how good this turned out. The scale is better against that mountain, and that mountain really pops off of that blue sky in the gray. So there we go. I'm really happy with it. And I went ahead and put a white border around it so it would stand out against the background. Put that down and look up at the top. I threw together that with the other little car from the card making set, and he was so cute with some trees in the background up there. And then on my title, I had those last few little blank spaces on the upper left and lower right. And so I found these cute little suitcases, also from that Adventure Awaits card kit. And so I'm going to put one down here in the bottom left. And it even has kind of that orangey peach color that's kind of on both cars. And then I've got another little suitcase for the upper right corner there. And that will just finish that off nicely and not leave me any blank spaces, but also not make it too busy. This is got a lot going on in here with these patterns. So let's have a look. Look at that. Look at my pretty 2025 letters. Isn't that perfect with that set? And the word Sicily, isn't that bright blue, like my sky are in my little scenes that I built. I'm happy with that. And looky here. Oh, I love the title. I just think it is so cool, and it's big. So I needed a big title for this big, beautiful page. Sicily was amazing, and this is Taormina was the island up at the very top of a mountain. It was so cool. So if you like this, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already, because I'd love to have you. Here are the still shots. So remember, this is a collaboration, and I hope you'll check out my friends' videos because they're really great. And look for another collaboration here in about 2 weeks, and have a great evening.